Yes, yes. What is good? Greetings. Greetings from Manor House in London. I'm here in London for the first time in almost 5 years, which is crazy to me. But yeah, here for the first time in almost 5 years. And last weekend played the Brooklyn Jazz Festival. Lots of fun. And then if you're in London or nearby, I know we're here for the Bread and Souls listening session, but I'm just going to throw this out there quickly. If you're in London or nearby, tomorrow night, we have a very special happening. Jazz Refresh 21st birthday celebration. 21 years. Jazz Refresh have been doing their weekly shows, and I'm very happy to be here to play their 21st birthday celebration. It's kind of a Bread and Souls crew, actually. I'll be joined by Bembe Segue, Vanessa Freeman, Jason Yard, Maeli Manzanza. It's going to be super fun. So if you're in London, hope you can come through. It'd be great to see you. But why we're here? Bread and Souls, Chapter 3, a family gathering, Chapter 3. This has been a really, really fun series to be sharing with everyone. It's a 4-part drop. So this is part 3 of 4. Chapter 1 came out in March. No, late February. Yeah, end of February. Chapter 2 came out the end of March, and now Chapter 3 dropped a few days ago. For the vinyl heads, I know a few people have been asking, the vinyl will be out for Chapter 3 in June, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, the project's just, it's been a real joy to share with people and get some great feedback and reactions. And it's a pleasure to be able to create music and share it, basically. And especially reuniting with some of my OG London crew, and then bringing in some collaborators who I hadn't worked with before. People like Paul Randolph, who's featured on this installment, Chapter 3. And it's all the brainchild of Franco Fusari, who is a great human being, huge music fan and lover and supporter of music and all the good stuff from Italy. And Franco joined us last month on the Chapter 2 listening session. He's in the house tonight as well, or today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you might be in the world. On that tip, actually, throw yourself in the live chat and let us know where in the world you are, because it's always fun to see where people are. But I would love to invite Franco on, say a few words and share a bit of his Bread and Souls thoughts before we jump into the listening session. And then we're gonna play down the EP and chat a bit about the tracks. Feel free to throw questions or comments in the live chat. And yeah, that's the vibe. So Franco, are you there?
Ciao, Mark. Hey,
What up,
everybody.
ciao, Franco?
Yeah. From my studio here in Italy. It's
How
not
are you?
not a great May day. It's raining outside. We
Oh
were
yeah?
planning to have a great beach party with Luca Trevisi, but the storm really ruined the plans.
Oh
So
no.
next Sunday, we moved it to next Sunday. So not a big deal. But it's great to be with you guys. It's great to be with you, Mark.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Oh, what? Mr. Paul Randolph in the chat. Yes, sir. Yo, Paul, I don't know if you want to jump in at all, because I'd love to chat with you a little about your joint. I'm going to send you the invite link. But no pressure if you can't, or good, but if you can, that would be fun. So I'm going to do that while Franco, you want to just like recap what Bread and Souls is?
Yeah, basically during pandemic, I had this idea about regathering all my music heroes, which happened to be also my friends, and I just wanted to do something different, something original. I did not plan at the beginning to release it. It was just something for me to produce and give it exclusively to my customers at Minipan and to my music friends. But then, along the project, everything became so meaningful and so deep that I was really, I was saying to myself, well, I hope a music lover like me can get it. So we have to release it, and then that's how it came live. And yeah, it's great. I mean, the last couple of months reconnecting with a lot of people that I didn't speak to for 15 years, for myself being out of the scene for 15 years. It has been just a great journey so far, and I suspect that is only the beginning. So there's a lot of fun to come.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It was very cool for me to have you, have this idea and then ask me to produce it, and you had your wish list of guest artists, and I know what you love, and you know what I love, so that was really cool to be aligned on that. And actually one artist I had never worked with was Paul Randolph, and Paul and I had, we'd hung out in Detroit a little bit. I remember we had a really nice dinner with Amp Fiddler, the three of us. Rest in peace to Amp. Amp the Great Connector. So no surprise that was the three of us there. But yeah, Paul talked about collaborating, and it's one of those things with creative collaboration. I feel like things happen when they're meant to, or in the right time. I'm never someone to force those kinds of things. So it was kind of like a fortune smiles moment, Franco, when you were like, yeah, I want to get Paul Randolph on the project. It's like, fantastic. Okay. Now we have a reason to really connect. And so Paul features on the first track, which we're about to play, the first track from chapter 3. This joint is called I See You. And so the process of creating the project, it began with me creating these instrumental demos, instrumental tracks. And I was basically trying to create a range of all the flavors that I wanted to include on the project. And if you know my history at all, you know that broken beat is a huge part of it. So there were a few broken beat joints. And this one in particular, Paul just jumped on and devoured. It was so awesome. And then Taku Hirano jumped on percussion on it. Incredible percussionist. Taku, he's a Japanese percussionist, lives in America. He's done stuff with, everyone. Dr. Dre, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Fleetwood Mac, like so many people. And we talked about collaborating too. So Bread and Souls was a great chance for Taku and I to connect. And he really brought some crazy flavor to this track, right? So yeah, let's throw this on. I See You, featuring the great Paul. Wait. I was about to throw it on, but Paul is in the house. So we're going to chat to Paul just quickly before intro the tune, and then we can chat more after the tune with Paul. But what up, Mr. Randolph? Do we hear you? Oh, we don't hear you. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Paul. Let me check the mic settings on there. I'm gonna play the track down, Paul, and then we'll chat about after, and hopefully your mic is all good. So let's jump in. I See You, featuring the great Paul Randolph, representing for the Detroit.
Are distinct.
Whoa! Tune, big tune, big tune. Paul, can we hear you? Oh no, we can't. Sorry, you all on the stream. We're just technical troubleshooting, but Paul, at the bottom of the screen or something, there's 3 dots beside your preview with edit mic settings. You might find it in there, hopefully. It's always technical issues, right? Right when you need it.
Let me just say something about this track.
Please do.
While Paul is figuring out, the first time I received the first draft with Paul's vocals, on the second half, when you have the reprise, I started crying like a baby. I felt so emotional that I started crying. I mean, it's so intense. That second half, that reprise is so intense. It's so, there's everything about what we shared together in the last 20 years, in, you know, on stages, on dance floors, and, you know, in each other's studio, at home, on our own. And it was right at the end of the pandemic, and this was like a moment I said, was like, you know, no words are big enough to describe your talent, guys. I'm so proud of you guys.
Man.
Hear me yet? Nothing?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Oh, well.
Mr. Paul Randolph, what's good? What up, though?
I'm all right, man. Just getting over a cold, man. I just got home off the road and got sick for like 48 hours.
Oh, man. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better.
Whew, it was a mess.
Whew.
But good to see you guys.
Great to see you. Great to hear you. And, man, you bodied that track. Absolutely bodied that track.
Thank you, man. Well, you know, the music made it easy. You know, it did. It made it, it was, you know how it is. You just, something moves you and it just, it sets something off inside of you and you just run with it, you know. And
so was that a quick one to write? Yeah,
because it felt current, you know. It was, you know, particularly the when we get to the what I call the bridge section. You know, yeah, it just felt like everything that I was reading and seeing, social media, everything is just like, wow, we're being hit by all of this stuff worldwide. You know, it's no longer one person's issue. It's all of our, as you know, it's a human race issue. You know.
Yes.
So you know, we can no longer, and it's just everything that goes along with it. So I just felt like I wanted to speak upon that. You know, no longer opinion, but a matter of fact. You know, it's all being caught, you know, by the lens, by the words and the proof. You know, like it's just, you know, we can't. You can't weasel your way out. You know, all that gaslighting and stuff that seems to go on so frequently. All the sleight of hand. You know, I said like, no, it was just. So I just talked about what I was feeling at that time.
Telling it how it is. Yeah, I mean, worth mentioning for those tuned in that we created the project through the pandemic. So
yeah,
you know, which obviously wasn't long ago, but we're talking like peak Black Lives Matter summer. The world was, as everyone knows, it was a lot of craziness going on, and so to be able to reflect that and, you know, meditate on it, reflect on it, process it, share it, and express through our craft and practice is such a blessing. And man, you just, yeah, I adore what you did with that. And
well, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate that. I really do. It was important to me that, you know, to represent the fullness of it all, you know. Yeah.
ultimately it sounds positive and uplifting, which is the beauty of that.
Yes, I didn't want to browbeat people. It wasn't a social protest song. It was just a social awareness, and to give some people some kind of hope,
Yeah,
because everybody can use it.
Oh, 100%, man, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've done, I mean, hopefully everyone knows, but you've done so much music across so many vibes and styles and tribes. I don't know if I've heard you do a broken joint before.
No, that was yes, that's true. Now that you've mentioned that, I have yet to have done that. I did almost everything else. It seems
big tick.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that on a dance floor, man. That's like
Yeah. It's you know how it is. You do a lot of stuff, and we sometimes don't stop and think about it. We just do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's sometimes it's not until later down the road that you sit down and you go, ooh, that was pretty cool, right? Like, wow, okay, okay, yeah. Now I can really enjoy it. Where before you were just so focused on getting it done and making it right and making sure that all the T's were checked and then I's were dotted and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, that, the process of creating is it's so up close and personal and microscopic, right? So
yeah, it is
time to kind of step back a bit, be objective, and hear things with fresh ears, obviously.
Yeah, as we found out. Nice segue. Yeah. But that's, again, like you said, that's all a part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes I don't even think it ends.
No, for real. I mean,
yeah.
I keep hearing new things in it.
Exactly. But I guess that's the point, right? We're capturing a moment in time, and when that time is gone, it's gone. Now you're off to the next, So yeah, that's why we do it live, people. That's why we
do it live, and that's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. We need to bring Bread and Souls to the live stage.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, Franco knows. Like we're trying to work out how that can happen, when and how, but yeah.
No, listen. I like to tell to my kids all the time, when you dream, just dream big. The dreams are free of charge, so just dream as big as you can, and eventually one of your dreams can come true. Certainly for me, Bread and Souls is a dream coming true, and how much respect and love I have for you guys as artists, and every day re-listening to all the music that we have created together, that you have created for me. To be honest, I did very little about that, but really, it's like nuances that you can find everywhere, new nuances, new corners, and it's amazing, just great. And definitely, all of you guys are such great performers that definitely a live stage would deserve all of you guys all together.
It'll happen.
I'll try.
So for the heads following the project, you probably already know, but Paul also features on another joint, Find the Beauty, which was released on a very limited edition 7-inch before the project even really started to drop, and it's also on the EP series. So just great to have you on board, Paul, and those two different vibes. And I mean, also not to skip, you blessed one joint with bass, right?
Yeah. That.
Never Gonna Leave, which was on chapter 2, featuring Bembe Segue, kind of jazz fusion modal broken beat joint. And I remember when we were working on that, kind of sending it around each other, and Paul just sent me some bass. Like there was no request, you just heard it, right? And you like, let me add some bass, and just sent it through, and that was great.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know what it reminded. I know when I heard it, it reminded me of something, some African music that I had heard. Not I don't know what it was, but you know how it is. You reference constantly. So when it got to that point, I went, oh, wait a minute, and I put it in, and I better do this now because I'm gonna forget. Sometimes that shit is very immediate.
Yeah, man.
Whatever I'm feeling, I better capture it right now, because otherwise it's going to be something else.
I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you did, and that's the beauty of a project like this, where someone had an idea, it just happened and became part of the fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So super cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're gonna move on with track 2. Paul, I don't know if you got a breakout or you want to hang out.
I do. But
got a breakout.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us. So good to see you. You look happy and healthy. I know you're just getting better, but you look good. So
thank you.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you guys always.
I hope to see you in the flesh soon, man.
Yeah. We got to be out there.
Yep.
I'll make my way.
Beautiful.
All right. Continued blessings and success to you both.
Nice one.
All right. Peace, bros.
Peace. All right. We're going to go on to track 2 of the EP, Little Did I Know. So again, if you've been following the series, the remix for Little Did I Know by Domu dropped on chapter 1. Is that right? Chapter 1, yeah. Which is a fun part of the project, where a whole bundle of the tracks have been remixed, but they're being released in this kind of mishmash sequence. So sometimes you get to hear the original first, sometimes you get to hear the remix first, and so on. So the original of this track is on chapter 3. And I know it's hard to say with this project, if someone said to me, what's your favorite? It's hard to say because there's many, but this is definitely one of them. And Vanessa Freeman and Bembe Segue just absolutely smashed this joint. And then there's a little trivia about one of the sounds in there we can talk about after we listen to it. But I want to play it down. I've got to mention also Tommaso Cappellato plays drums on the whole project, on all the tracks. And then on this track, Marcus Machado playing guitar, just one of my favorite guitar players on the planet. And he brought some of that chicken grease goodness to this one. I mean, let's jump in. Little Did I Know, featuring Vanessa Freeman and Bembe Segue.
Every time you're knocking at my door, I do believe I've heard it all
No. Vanessa Freeman, Bembe Segue, Marcus Machado, Tommaso Cappellato, and go on, Franco. What else is in there?
The only little contribution, very little contribution that I did to the music, we recorded live our cookie wirecut machine at the factory at Minipan, and it's unbelievable what you have created around that sample, and how it develops and how it stays there in the background and is like kind of a funny percussion. And the funniest thing is that nobody knows, or very few people knows, only people in the business maybe, that we use a guitar chord to cut through the dough, the shortbread dough, in order to have like a super clean cut and shape the cookie. And when I heard the music with that, Marcus Machado guitar solo in the second part of the track, I was like,
the cookie cutter machine came to life.
This is mental. This is mental. This is really mental. Yeah, amazing.
That's so bad. Yeah,
and
no,
Vanessa,
really
man. Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa just killed that jam. Yeah. I mean, it was so fun for me too, because so Franco suggested to me early on in the project, he's like, oh yeah, maybe, I can record some sounds around the factory, the machinery, and you can use those in the music. And it's always fun because it's like the grittiness of a sample, right? Basically. And the kind of atonal noisiness of it. It's in making music. I mean, that's what I love about so many hip hop records, like sample based music. You get these kind of weird sounds and things you wouldn't do with an instrument. So that really gave it a great vibe and feel. And yeah, the cookie dough cutting machine is in the track. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna keep moving here. There's 2 more tracks on this EP. The next 2 are remixes, and so basically, once I created the 8 songs, which make up the originals on Bread and Souls, Franco then chose remixes, people to remix different tracks. And this next one is a great friend of both of ours, Alex Attias. I first collaborated with Alex here in London, actually, in Maida Vale in 1998. And I forget how we connected, but I went round to Alex's home studio and we made this crazy kind of breakbeat jam. And then he finished it and he's like, I got this girl, Vanessa Freeman, to do vocals. And at that time I didn't know Vanessa. So Vanessa and I collaborated on this track with Alex, kind of not knowing each other. It turned out to be a song called Give a Little Love, which is still an absolute classic. And so for me, my friendship with Alex goes back to 1998. But I know, Franco, for you as well, you guys are super close and you've known him a long time. And yeah.
Yeah, he was one of my DJ guests at Boca in 2004. And Alex, you remember back with the Mustang, Beatless, he did so many different projects with different labels, including Ubiquity in the US. And of course, he was part of the Goya roster with these Visions, which is still active, very active, and still producing great stuff together with Stefan, his brother. But back then, Alex was really a point of reference in West London. He was living in London. I met him at Goya together with Simone Seritella, and I invited him to Boca. And Alex is one of those DJs with such a wide knowledge of music. And I really have to say this, like 3 a.m., we were so committed at Boca trying to spin broken beats and soulful stuff and rare grooves and jazz and trying to be, let's say, the little plastic people of Italy. And at 3 a.m., after a couple of drinks, I have to admit, Alex drops My Sharona, the rock track. And I was like, what the fuck is doing? But the dance floor, everybody, you remember our parties on the beach, right?
Yeah.
1,000 people in front of the shore. everybody started jumping like 2 feet high off the ground.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, he's a great DJ.
Oh yeah,
He knows.
that's
Yeah,
beautiful, man.
yeah. We made fun of him for the next 20 years about my Sharona.
Love it, love it. And for those listening, like Franco mentions Bocca Barranca, which was a restaurant, cafe, bar by the beach in northern Italy. And we used to go there every weekend through the summer, like different crews from West London and around Europe to do these crazy parties by the sea. And that's very much the inception point of the Bread and Souls project, right? And in a big way, Bread and Souls as a project is a commemoration of all the good times we had there, and bringing together a lot of that family. So it makes a lot of sense that Alex is involved in the project with his remix. And so Alex remixed this joint, Never Gonna Leave, which the original was on chapter 2, which Paul Randolph also played bass on. The original is this modal jazz, broken beat craziness. And Alex is a huge jazz fan, also a huge techno fan and kind of deep tech and stuff. And so he turned it inside out and delivered in the way that only Alex Attias can. So let's jump in. Alex Attias remix of Never Gonna Leave featuring Bembe Segue. Attias on the remix. Alex Attias, Mustang, with brilliant remix. Can't wait to hear it on the floor. Cannot wait. Man, I love how he kept Teodros' sax from the original and just freaked it.
Yeah, with all due respect to Underground Resistance, this is high-tech jazz.
There we go. And thank goodness for Underground Resistance, right? Yes, man, we got the crew in the house. What up, Kelly? Got John in Chicago. Yes. Uwe in Hamburg. Paul in Japan. Soul Groover in Leicester. Worldwide. This is great. Don't you love the internet? Beautiful. All right, we got one more track on the EP on Chapter 3 to share. And this is a remix of one of the tracks that the original has not appeared yet. So Chapter 4, you never know. But it features the great Rich Medina on spoken word, Bembe Segue on vocals. And Franco, if you want to share a bit about LTJ Xperience.
Oh, yeah. Last but not least, LTJ Xperience. Luca Trevisi is just... we all consider Luca our maestro. While Giles Peterson, Patrick Forge, and Joe Davis were shaping the taste of acid jazz in the late 80s and early 90s in the UK, here in Italy, Luca Trevisi and Nicola Conte really imported that kind of rare groove sound mixed with the new acid jazz productions coming from the UK. And he was for 5 years resident DJ in this local club in Imola between 1991 and 1996, I think 97, actually 6 years. And every Friday night they were bringing live shows, but they were bringing live shows like Galliano, like Roy Ayers, like you name it, Donald Byrd, Brand New Heavies, Jamiroquai, first album. Nobody knew who Jamiroquai was. And that's where, at the age of 19, 20, I started going every Friday night. And I remember, staying there behind the DJ booth, trying to understand. We didn't have Shazam back in the days. And I was trying to understand what Luca was playing. He was not my friend yet. And eventually, when I moved to Bologna in 1995, we became great friends. I started promoting parties, inviting him, DJing sometimes together when he would let me do the warm-up. And for me, Luca is just, one of the biggest heads, if not the biggest jazz DJ head in Italy. And he's really a point of reference. He always has been a point of reference for me, still nowadays. And as a DJ, is just, a maestro. Like, the US had Larry Levan. We had Luca Trevisi here in Italy. And I'm so happy that he's part of this.
Beautiful. So Luca, thank you for remixing this joint. It's called Working on It, featuring Rich Medina, Bembe Segue, and LTJ Xperience remix. Let's jump in.
calculated does not guarantee that things will always add up for you and yours at sundown. Numbers do what they do, finite and infinite, all at once. Intoxicated metaphors and mathematics mixed with daily operations and rap, scorned earth often turns 2 + 2 = 5. But we keep on keeping on, right? One foot in front of the other and all that jazz, steady as she goes. Everybody out here working on it for self, seeking out the zero sum. And somewhere deep down in the bottom of a cocktail glass, escapism holds the mood board for the next 24 hours. And me, marching forward in denial, like I got it all together. About as lucid as a blindfolded private eye, running my fingers across the bedrock of love and lust taboos, trying to earn the status of exception to the rules that bind us all to the inevitable truths. And we all know our individual GPS servers ain't gonna update themselves. Too many nerves, too many curves in this human road. The calculations can be tricky, but the moral compass, it's always right. It's always right. And we more often than not pretty uptight, knowing that owning an abacus doesn't mean the ingredients in your consumption is true and living to decimal point precision. And that's where those old dead things commence to taking up more space than you have to spare. Gambling on an emotional razor blade forged and daring oneself to see if we can get away with not reading the book before the final exam. Relying upon the craftiness of the seasoned and wandering eye in the back of the classroom, the cheat, on a mission to find an easy way out. While a good student struggles to recall the content they drilled themselves so hard to retain, where pressure makes diamonds or bust pipes. And one man's trash remains another man's treasure. And many a good human being has accidentally thrown their trustworthiness away with the bathwater, only to be haunted by the harrowed hope that God above and the chemical nature of broken but true bonds is enough to pull it all back to center. The organic physics of real life is hard like broken bone when you're all alone. Options depleted. Now I must trust the quiet and figure it out on my own. A day late and $1 short. Expensive as love sport.
LTJ Xperience remix. Working on it. Great with Medina. Great Bembe Segue. Love it. And thank you, Mika. You'll get to hear the original soon on chapter 4. And that is Bread and Souls, a family gathering, chapter 3. And like I mentioned earlier at the start, I know the vinyl heads are like, where's the wax? Where's the wax? Hey, there's chapter 1. That's beautiful, man. Love it. Love it.
And here's the 7.
Oh, yeah, the 7-inch featuring Paul Randolph, Find the Beauty. Came out before the first EP for the heads. And then worth noting, on each vinyl, can you show that a bit closer?
Yeah.
No, the back, yeah. On each vinyl, not only are there the tracks on the digital EPs, but also instrumentals from the project. So across all 4 chapters, there's all 8 originals, all 8 instrumentals, and a whole gang of remixes. So yeah, if you like your vinyl, track it down. Like I said, the chapter 3 vinyl comes out in June. Chapter 1 and 2 are out now. And you can find it wherever you like to find vinyl, you know. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out and listening to us, chat a little bit and share the music. Really great to see people from all around the world here. And it's just a project which, we're very proud of, very happy to share, and has really been created out of a place of love for the music and the community that we are all a part of. So yeah, Bread and Souls, that's what it's all about. Yes, Soul Groover, you know that. So yeah, you can grab it on digital. I'll drop the link there again in the chat. Streaming, downloading, share it with your people, let people know about it. And we'll probably see you next month for the chapter 4 drop. So that's all we have today. Franco, thanks for hanging out with us as well.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for organizing this. Amazing. Thank you.
Man, without you, there would be no Bread and Souls. I mean, none of us would have even gone to Boca. So you're the man. You're the man. And I shared this story last month, but Franco, like way back in the day, like 2000 maybe, Franco would come to London. And every Friday, I would go down to the Notting Hill Arts Club to Phil Asher, rest in peace, Flash, Phil Asher and Patrick Forge's Information Inspiration Club Night. Always a classic night full of information and inspiration, basically, and a really central kind of community hub. And Franco would jump on the plane from Italy and come over to London just to hang at the club night. And that's where we all got to meet Franco and hear about this crazy place in northern Italy by the ocean, by the sea, and ended up all going there to do these great parties at Boca Barranca that Franco curated the lineups for and the culture of, which is absolutely what Bread and Souls is really all about. So yeah, Franco, thank you again, man.
No, I have, after 20 years, I have to reveal a little secret. I was organizing business meetings on Friday in London just to be able to come to come to the inspiration information. But in that period, the turnover of Minipan in the UK really went up to the roof. So
okay. I mean, we gotta leverage our opportunities, right? So yeah,
exactly.
Awesome, man.
Right.
Well, thank you for hanging out, and thank you everyone for tuning in, enjoying the music. We're going to wrap it up. And again, if you are in London, then I expect to see you tomorrow night at Jazz Refreshed. It's going to be crazy. 21st birthday celebration. Speaking of community and crew, this is the London fam. And Bembe Segue, Vanessa Freeman will be on stage with me. So we'll have the Bread and Souls will be there in spirit, if not quite in person, because Franco, you're not going to be here.
Next time. I'll do my best.
Next time. But absolutely, great fun. Great to share with you all. And we'll chat again soon. Everyone take care. Have a great day out there. Have a great night, wherever you might be. Peace.